Hi everyone, my name is Corinne. Welcome to my channel. CoryCreates is a channel where I share my creative projects, primarily in counted cross stitch, and every now and then I throw in some sewing projects that I do throughout the year. Today is February 2nd, 2025. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I especially want to welcome those of you all who are new here. Welcome to my channel. Hopefully you will see something that you like and will take the time to like and subscribe. And I really appreciate it if you do. For those of you that have been here before, welcome back. Good to see you. I'm so glad to be before you today. Today is WIP Parade Day. So this is my 2025 WIP Parade. I usually only do one WIP Parade per year. So today is that day. So what I'm going to do, I'm not going to do some of the usual things that I do for my Flosstubes. I'm just going to kind of go through each one of my projects. I'm going to do my best to share the fabric that I'm using, the floss if I change anything, the project bag that it is living in, and any other stats that I can think to tell you. You can also find me on social media on Instagram at CoryCreates08 on Instagram, and then I also have an Etsy shop, Layla P Creations, all one word, and you can find many of the project bags that you will see today, some similar ones on my shop site. So if you are new here, I am a wife of 21 years, a mom to 2 teenagers that if you go back and look at previous videos, they pop up from time to time. I am a family consumer science teacher at the high school level. I primarily teach culinary classes, but I do teach every now and then. I'll teach some of the fashion construction sewing classes. So that's just a little bit about me in case this is your first time here. I have been on Flosstube for 2 years now, coming up on 3, and I enjoy it very much. Outside of crafting, I am an avid gardener, houseplants, the whole 9. I do enjoy traveling and spending time with my family. We like to do things together, and I'm a reader. So let's jump into these WIPs. I'm not totally sure how many I have, but it's in the between 20 and 30 range. You all, my style I would consider very eclectic. I don't only like certain things, but I like what I like. I only stitch what I like. And I'm also going to tell you if I have any plans for most of these WIPs. Definitely the timeline that I have set out for them, if I have anything. I don't like my WIPs to pile up, so that's why I'm at the 20 to 30 range, and I hope to always be at that range. So I was debating how to do this, oldest WIPs, newest WIPs. I don't think I'm going to do it that way at all. I think I'm just going to jump into Christmas, since that is the season that has just passed. My goal for 2025 is just to make more progress. I do have some new starts planned that I kind of outlined in my last Flosstube. So here we go. I'm going to start off with my smallest Christmas stitch. This is actually my work stitch right now, and I'm really hoping to get it finished quickly. I don't have the chart in front of me, but it is one of these Brooks Books patterns that are the Advent calendar, and I am currently doing Mary Mouse. So this is Pearly Pig. This is probably the next one I'm going to do, but Mary Mouse is something similar to this. So here is where she is, just using the call for DMC. She's living in this project bag, and you all, I will probably take a minute to put everything back in their project bag. So this is the project bag she is living in. This is a 15 by 12 size, and I am using I've got a bunch of blue Adas in here because I plan to do some of the other Advent calendar animals, but one thing I'm doing, I'm leaving the number off. I think this Mary Mouse was number 3, and I'm just leaving the number 3 off. And this is just a 16 count blue Ada, and there she is. She's my current work stitch, And since my last floss tube, I've started adding the ears. So she's coming along. I'm ready for her to be done though. These little bitty stitches though, they have so many color changes. So I'm just kind of wading myself through that. And hopefully she will be done by the end of February. I don't have a lot of stitching time at work, unfortunately. I just stitch during lunch, and since I'm a culinary teacher, sometimes I'm helping kids finish up, clean up the kitchen, things of that nature, so I don't always get to stitch as long as I want to. And that was a November 24th, 2024 start, so I haven't been working on it that long. And if you think it's only like 5 minutes when I do get a chance to work on it, so it's coming along. The next one is my current Christmas stitch, and when I say that is because for the rest of this year I plan to always have a Christmas stitch in the rotation that I'm working on that month. And for this month it is the Nutcracker Tree by the Tiny Modernist, and this is being done on a 32 count mint splash Lugana. I think I got it from Color and Cotton, and I have a little breeze here because y'all, I'm warm today, so the ceiling fan is on, so hopefully that's not moving too much for you. But Nutcracker Tree, I started this in August of 2024, and I'm really enjoying it. Right now I'm in the home stretch. I'm down here, and then all I will have left to do is this swag underneath the tree. But I really enjoy Tiny Modernist. She's one of my top designers that I enjoy doing. So here is where it is. And I'm very pleased. I am using the called for colors. The only changes that I have made is that I have added some Krynic, like in the star, some blending filament, and on the crown, and in these ornaments. I've added some blending filament to give it a little bling, and then I've also changed some of the red. So I believe the red in the ornaments, I'm using a different thread. I'm actually using, what's the name of it? I'm gonna look. This is the project bag it's living in. I call it Santa's Village, but that's the one it's currently living in. Etoile. That's what it is, Etoile. And I keep my flosses in this little bitty bag that I made. And then here is the Etoile floss and what it looks like. But it's got a little bit of sparkle in it. Not sure, I can see the camera's picking it up a little bit. But I thought it was gonna be like rough or not that smooth. It stitches just like DMC, and I enjoy it. So that is my Nutcracker Tree. I am doing this in Pattern Keeper, so I'm able to give you some stats on this. There are 7,064 stitches in this particular project, and I have done 5,225, which puts me right at 73.97%, so almost at 75%. And you all, once I've hit 75%, I'm like, okay, we're in the downhill slope. So this one is staying in the rotation until it is finished. So I'm very pleased with that one. And that is, again, the Nutcracker Tree by Tiny Modernist. Once I finish all of the regular stitching, I will have a little bit of back stitching to do on that, but then it will be ready to go. All right, next one. It is a work in progress, but it's made up of individual charts. And that is Big City Christmas by Country Cottage Needleworks. I don't have a picture of, I'll try to find online a picture of the whole thing done up. I know they have that on their website. I'll try to insert that here. But this is where I am, and I am doing this on a 32 count Lugana in lamb's wool, I believe. And the next project that I've done 3 of the 7 designs. The next one that I'm getting ready to start is the street scene. And this is the only one that does not have a building, but it's got that big pretty tree and the cab instead. I am using the called for colors. I think I might have substituted out one of the overdyes but this is where I am. And as you can see, I have left all of the names of the buildings open because I plan to replace them with local names of local buildings similar to them. So this first one is the department store, theater, and toy store. And I just finished the toy store earlier in January. So I'm very pleased with how they're going. As soon as I'm finished with Nutcracker Tree, I'm going to start the street scene and add the next one over there. So that is Big City Christmas. It is being held in this Christmas bag, and it's got like a pine cone, but I keep everything for that in here. I am probably getting ready to put all of these together with my Hometown Holiday series. They use very similar colors, so I think as I bounce between those two types of projects, I'm going to keep them all in one big Christmas bag, which I kind of have already picked out that I'm going to be using. Now you all, some projects have been ironed, some have not. And this next one, I don't think I ironed it, but it is a fairly new start. So let me put this one away. And I'm just gonna start a pile next to me. But this next one is a new start. Big City Christmas, let me see. I don't have a date that I started working on that, but I'm pretty sure it was towards the end of 2022. No, the end of 2023 that I started that. So let me clear this out of the way. And I am gonna put those back so I don't have too much of a mess to clean up at the end. All right, this next one is Erin Elizabeth, A Type of Christmas. Words are starting to grow on me, y'all, and I really like these type of projects. And this is a release, I believe, from last year. No, it says it's 2022, but I didn't ever notice this until early last year. So I did pick it up. And I am stitching this. Well, let me show you the project bag. It's in this Plaid Trees project bag, which I love. And it is being stitched on a 32 count. And I'm not sure if I have the tag on this one. I don't have the tag on this one, and I don't remember what it was. But it is a 32 count, and I believe it's either Be Stitch Me or Under the Sea. If I find the tag for this, actually let me check and make sure it's not in here. Yes, it is in here. Eucalyptus. And actually it's a 28 count Lugana, so I'm glad I found that. But this is Atomic Ranch or Rogue Fabrics. And I started this project on December. Okay, so this is around Christmas time stitch. So this was kind of my Christmas start. But here we are. And I have just finished half of the first motif, started the border, because ain't nothing worse than waiting till the end to do the border. So this is all I have, but it's only been in activity for the last couple of months. So actually for a month, because according to my sheet, I started in December, so it's only been out for about a month. I did not work on it in the month of January, but once I finish with Merry Mouse and Nutcracker Tree and start the street scene, I think this one I'm definitely going to pull out again. If nothing else, just to finish this first motif. All of these Christmas projects, you all, will come back out for Jolly July. Okay, I do Jolly July, and I try to hit all of my main Christmas pieces during that time, and even start a couple. So that one, all of these will definitely be out in Jolly July if they are not complete. So I just want to make progress on that one. But this one, you all, I think I'm ready to finish it. This is Teresa Winsler, and it is Chestnut. I've had this project, or I should say I've had this leaflet you all at least 20 years. And I finally started it. Let's see, I started this was a New Year's Eve 12 by 12 start in 2022. So at the end of 2022 is when I started this, and I'm ready for it to be done. I don't like it when they linger longer than those couple of years. It is being held. Well, my flosses, I keep them in this little bag, Christmas bag, and then the whole project is being kept in this bag. And this is where I am. I'm almost there, you all. The horse itself is pretty much done. I just need to work on the rocker and do the back stitch. So the rocker at the bottom and then the back stitch is all that needs to be done. So I'm ready for this to be a finish this year. I'm ready. And I think I can do it. I probably won't get it out until Jolly July, but then after that, it will stay in the rotation until it is complete. So that is the chestnut, and that is being done on a 28 count even weave, ivory even weave. Now this next one is another new start from December. Oh, sorry, I got a zip. This is Cosford Rise Stitchery. Holy, holy, holy. I've been wanting to do a nativity, you all, and I decided to go with this one first. Now, Cosford Ride has an Etsy shop, but I did buy this paper form from Color and Cotton. And I wish I had gotten the PDF, because I've gotten to the point where I am starting to prefer PDFs. I just like the tablet and being able to mark off where I am and know what percentage I've done, things of that nature. I did do a floss conversion on this. I went with any flosses that I did have, and you can kind of see I made a working copy and then I changed quite a few flosses. So if I had the floss, I went ahead and used it. I'm keeping my floss in this vintage Christmas postcard fabric bag. This is being done on Blue Moon 32 count Lugana by Bestitch Me. And actually I have made some progress since my last Flosstube video. And here it is. I've got a shepherd's face right there, a palm tree, and some of the buildings. So I'm kind of enjoying it so far. It's a little bit slow because I'm not using Pattern Keeper, and the colors are similar so far. So I'm trying to, you know, muddle my way through until I get to the main part of the project. So you can kind of see the middle is where the major and all that is. But I thought this Blue Moon was a good choice. So I'm enjoying that. Can't tell you my stitch count on that because I don't know, but I would say maybe 100 and a couple of hundred or so. But I'm pleased, and if you don't know, I add fabric around the edge so it goes into my nerge easier. But I think that fabric is really pretty. And the bag that this one is being held in is this, I call it plum pudding. And I love the lining. So that is Holy, Holy, Holy by Cosford Rise Stitchery. You can find it at your local needlework shop or on Etsy. And my last, I think this is my last Christmas stitch, y'all. And I'm happy to say, no, I have one other, but I'm gonna have it later. I'm happy to say that the majority of my Christmas stitching got time this season. Even though Christmas is a very busy season, I still managed to get some good stitching time on all my Christmas projects. This one is not ironed, so bear with me. This is the reindeer by Cottage Garden Samplings. It is being done on a 32 count linen by Picture This Plus, and the color is Dawn. Yes, those of you that are here with me regularly, I said linen. You're only gonna see maybe 4 projects out of all of my stacks that are linen. You're probably only gonna see 4 that are Aida, Aida. That's one of my goals this year in 2025, is to say that word correctly now that I know the proper pronunciation. So I'm using the called for. I may have swapped out a couple of things, but for the most part, it is the called for. It is being held in this poinsettia cranberry bag that I made for it last year. And here is where I am. I worked on him. I know I only had his face and like this much of an antler when the year started. So I finished his antlers, and now I'm making good progress on his body. But this is the reindeer, 32 count. I try to work on this when I have really good light. But it's coming along. I'm very pleased with it. I will probably not get this back out until Jolly July, but that is the reindeer by Cottage Garden. And I have the fox also in that same series, and that's what the other half of this fabric is going to be used for. This next stack I'm going to go through, I am going to call this section my evaluation section. Most of these next few that I'm going to show you, I did not touch in 2024. So I'm on the fence with what I want to do with them. And some of them I'm definitely keeping and more committed to putting some work into them this year. And then there's a couple of them I'm like, this one can go into timeout. So these first couple are Christmas. That's why I want to start off with them, since I just got done talking about Christmas. And this one, I love it, but it is a lot of color changes, and it's proving to be more challenging than I expected. This is Peppermint Christmas by Sue Hillis. I started this, it was a Christmas start last year, so 2023, end of 2023. And I started it, but it has a lot of shading. I haven't even gotten to the tree yet, you all. But it has about, I would say 13 or 14 colors, but it has taken me a while to get going on it. This is being done on I believe this is a 2018 or a 20 count Aida in like a pink color, and this is all I got. So I don't know about this one. I'm not too worried about it right now. It may get set to the side. I'm definitely gonna take it out this hoop because it's been this hoop for a while, but it has been in limbo for I would say a year. I think the last time I touched this was January of last year, and it took me a whole month just to get that bow done. So I'm gonna put it away, and we'll see if I can get it out for Jolly July. I may do that. If nothing else, just to put a few stitches in it. And it is being housed in this holiday bag. This next one falls into the same category. I like the chart. I really want to do it, but it is giving me the blues. And that is Gingerbread Cookies by Stitching with the Housewives. I've had to frog it, I've had to change the thread, and it's on black. So all of those things are working against me. It is being held in this project bag. I love this fabric. And it is being done, I believe this is a 20 count Ugana. And that's it. That's all I got. I have not touched this all year. So I'm at a crossroads. I changed the white from DMC regular DMC to a DMC Pearl Cotton. B5200 is what I'm doing the white in, because I did not like the coverage with just DMC. I do like the coverage better, but I had made a huge mistake and I had to totally frog the G in the gingerbread out. And that actually looks really good on camera. So I'm thinking maybe just set a goal for myself to finish the word gingerbread. That's if I just finish the word gingerbread, that may motivate me to keep it going. So I've seen it done. I've seen it done up many different ways, and I want to display it. So gingerbread cookies by Stitching with the Housewives. Hopefully I will get to it. And I started that. I know that was at 12 by 12, New Year's Eve, 12 by 12. I know that was 2022. So that's the only progress I've made on it in 2 years. So I got to make up my mind what I'm going to do with that. This next one, I started, this is probably one of my oldest WIPs. I want to say I started this mid 2000s, so like 2006, 2007, something like that. And it is The Flower Peddler by Mystic Stitch. I believe Mystic Stitch has gone out of business, so I don't know if this pattern would still be available. I'm sure you could probably find it on the secondhand market. But this is being stitched on an 18 count white Aida. The finished size on this is going to be 11 by 11, but DMC called for, and this is where I am. It is full coverage. I love full coverage, but lately, this last year, full coverage has not been my go-to, and I'm definitely going to get back to that this year. But I don't think I'm going to fool with this one. I think this one is going to go into timeout. I like it. I love the final result picture, but I'm just not in the mood to stitch it. And I have another full coverage piece that I'm currently working on that I really want to put some time into. Plus, I have like 10, 12 other full coverage pieces that I want to get to in my lifetime, because you all know if you do full coverage, you know how long they take. So this one is going into storage for now. I still like it, and I will eventually do it. Plus, this full coverage is not on Pattern Keeper. I have to figure out a way to get that chart in markup, Pattern Keeper, Good Notes, something, because that really slows me down. It makes it tedious having to stop and mark it off with the highlighter on a page of just covered in stitch symbols. So it's being held in a project bag. The name of it is Good Morning Big Fluffy. We participated in a strawberry exchange a couple of years ago. I'll pull that out because I want you all to see that pretty fabric in there. But it was a strawberry, and if you see the strawberries right there, it was a strawberry swap. So this was one of the gifts that I got from her. So this next one is a biggie. I love this chart. I have the companion chart that goes with it. I despise the fabric, which is why it continues to plague me. So this is Spirit Dancer by Marilyn Levitt Emblem, Butternut Road. This is my first Fancy Lady. I remember the shop I saw it in. It was a shop here in the St. Louis area, actually in Arnold, Missouri. I want to say Jean's Corner was the name of it. I don't remember, but I remember it was right off Highway 55. My mom used to take me there, and I saw this on the wall. This and the companion piece on the wall, and I said I want to do that, and I want to do it exactly like they got it. So I bought the fabric, and I actually bought 2 pieces of the fabric because I had planned to do them both. And I'll just go ahead and show you the companion piece, and that is Dreamcatcher. And somebody on Flosstube has started this recently, but they were together side by side on the wall in that shop. And it was my full intention to do them both together so they could be side by side on my wall. This is definitely my oldest WIP, or pretty close to my oldest. It is being done on a 28 count prairie green linen. I don't know who it's by. I don't like this linen, but I've come too far to turn back now. So we're gonna work it out. I've actually worked on this a little bit over the last couple of years, but last year I didn't touch it, and that is unacceptable to me. So I'm vowing in 2025, this gets touched every month, even if it's just for a day. You all, I'm the kind of stitcher, once I pick it up, usually I'll roll with it. It's getting the motivation to pick it up that deters me sometimes. So this is one of 3 projects that I have decided every month I gotta figure out a way to touch it. The first thing I'm gonna do is find a roller frame for it. That way I don't have to keep fighting with it to get it in and out. And you all see this, how thin this is. The other piece that I have, if you like this kind of linen, be paying attention. It's coming up in a giveaway soon because I'm not doing the companion piece on this linen. It is just too thin. It's got gaps. It's got slubs. I'm an evil wig girl, and this ain't it. So, but as you can see, her dress is almost done. Her arm and the bird and most of the background is done. I gotta press forward. I gotta make it happen. So I'm not saying it's gonna be a finish in 2025, but I'm going to make significant progress in 2025. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say I'm almost halfway. I mean, this whole side is done. So I can do it. I'm determined to do it. So that's my spirit dancer. I love it. I've seen other people's completed ones, and this has been a more than 20-year project. It's time to bring it to a close. And it is being held in this vintage dresses bag. I got the beads, I got everything in this bag. It's kind of a bigger bag. I'm not sure what size this is. So Spirit Dancer is gonna see some progress. And then, like I said, it is one of the 3 projects that I am determined to add to it this year. Now, this next one is on linen as well. I know I had this chart since 2003, but I didn't start it until 2022. So I had this chart in my possession for 20 years before I even started it. I had the floss, I had the beads, I had everything, and I just hadn't started it. And it is Welcome by 13th Colony. I bought this chart in Atlanta, Georgia, when I went on a business trip. My husband was on a business trip and I tagged along. And I want to say, y'all, I don't even know. I think we were married, but I'm not sure. He was traveling for his job. And he's like, hey, you want to go? And I'm like, yep. I do remember that. So there it is. It's done on a 28 count natural linen. And I don't like it, but I'm gonna press forward because I like the look of it now that it's getting close to done. It also has pearl cotton as the main threads. It has a couple regular DMCs, and then it has seed beads. But the pineapple is the symbol of hospitality, so I've always had visions of this being in the foyer of my house, and this is where I am. I have worked on this year. I didn't do a lot, but I worked down here on the pineapple, and that's my goal, to get that pineapple done. There's a whole like archway around this. I need to start working on that, but the pineapple is getting done this year, and that's that. It is being held in this floral project bag. And this one's kind of small. I want to say this is 11 by 14 size. But I'm pretty sure I started this in 2022, end of New Year's Eve 2022. All right, let's go into some seasonal stitching. I don't have a lot. This is Give Thanks by Lizzie Kate. I do not have a picture of it, but I do have the chart. It is a freebie, so I'm just gonna flash it real quick. That's what it looks like, but it is a freebie. And this is where I am. It's coming along. This is kind of like my other work stitch that I have been using, but I put a few stitches in it actually earlier this month. I just did this part down here, just trying to move it along a little bit. It's not a lot of stitching, so that is being held in this bag, this African lady's bag. And I usually use this for my work stitch. I think this tag on it even says work stitch because it's dark. And that way, if it's rolling around in my bag, if it falls on the floor, in the car, or whatever, it's not gonna get very dirty. So that's why I keep my work stitch in that bag. And my other seasonal stitch, and I'm not a seasonal stitcher, you all. I don't do a lot of seasonal stitching. I am planning to do some Valentine's stitching now that we are in February, but for the most part, I don't do a lot of seasonal stitching, but this year, that's one of the things I want to add to my repertoire. So this is Annie's Market. This is one of my projects that is on my focus on a finish list. I want this done this year, and I'm really aiming to get it done the first half of 2025. It is being stitched on a 32 count Lugana. I don't remember the name of it. Let me see if I have it written down. Moonstone, thank goodness. Moonstone. And I remember I picked this fabric up at Needlework Galleria here in St. Charles a couple of years ago. I started this project on October 2022. So it has been 2 years. It's time to wrap it up. But this is where I am, and I'm in the wrap it up stage, you all. All I have left is to finish the roof. There's some tall trees here, a few clouds, and a few birds flying in the clouds. That's it. So this is definitely my focus on a finish, and I'm planning to keep this out in a hoop until it's done. But I'm very proud of it. I think it's looking good. And it is living in this project bag. And it's been in this bag the whole time. But this is just some pumpkins, and I love the blue pumpkins and the white pumpkins. But this is the bag it lives in. And this, I keep all my flosses for this one in there. If anybody knows where I can get some more of these, I haven't seen one of these in years. And I think I got it at like Michael's or Lee Ward's or something crazy. I mean, I've had this a long time. Yeah, I've had it. It even has like a little chip where I dropped it, and I don't care. I like this size. So if anybody knows where I can get some more of these, let me know. But when this is done, this box will go to a different project that has quite a bit of flosses, but I've tried to keep this one kitted up so I can get it done. So I'm not going to look for flosses in other bags. So again, that's Annie's Market, and it's from Just Cross Stitch, and it was the October 2004 issue. I thought I'd share with you my stitch along projects and my cultural stitching that I am working on. So I am participating in 2 stitch alongs. One of them, Stitch and Jim and I have started together, and the other one is being put on and facilitated by the Sunshine Stitchers. So let me show you those. The first one is the Phoenix Sampler. Jim over at Stitch and Jim, she has a Flosstube. She and I both had this project and decided to start working on it together. We started in July. No deadline, so you are more than welcome to join in at any time. This is the Phoenix Sampler by Twin Peak Primitives. I am working on this as a PDF on Pattern Keeper, And I believe I'm doing this on a 25 count shadow. I want to say it's I don't remember the type of fabric it is, but it came in a package. I do remember that. If I think of it, I'll put the name of it down below, but it is a 25 count, and I am doing this 1/1. Everything else you all have seen up until this point, I am doing 2/2. So this is 1/1. I am using a floss conversion that I did with Color and Cotton flosses. It is being held in this bag. Jim sent this to me, and she has one that looks just like it, and we are keeping our projects in these bags. And actually I have it right here. It's vintage cloth, shadow, 25 count vintage cloth by Lori Holt. And my flosses are, like I said, a conversion that I did myself. They are mostly Color and Cotton. If I had the weeks, because I believe it's in weeks, I did it, but other than that, I just converted it to Color and Cotton colors. And I'm very pleased with my progress on this. I enjoy working on it very much. 25 count, 1/1. I love it. I have not touched this, I believe, since Sampler September, because I was focused on seasonal Christmas stitching. But here is where I am. I love that bouquet. I'm done with the bouquet. I just still need to do the urn that is under the bouquet, and then underneath the urn is that big house. So I'm thinking about investing in a scroll frame for this as well. I think it would benefit me. You can kind of see I've got everything tucked into this one, and it's not too bad. So we'll see. I'm gonna keep pressing with it like this though. But I'm enjoying this. Again, 25 count, 1/1. I like it a lot. I think this is the first time I've done 25 count 1/1, and it's not full coverage. So that was a first for me. So this will be definitely getting picked back up in the spring. And the other stitch along, many of you are participating in it. It is the Put a Bird on It stitch along. And I will share the hashtags for both of these stitch alongs down below. But again, go to the Sunshine Stitchers Facebook page if you want more information about this one. And I am doing my own color conversion. Actually, I just want to show you the fabric inspiration that I had for my thread colors. So I believe this is a K-facet fabric, but this is what I use to pull my colors from. I just thought that was really rich looking. So let me show you those fabrics. And right now, it's being temporarily housed in this cute diva bag. I have at least 3 or 4 bags in my Etsy shop that have birds on them. But I like them all, so I can't decide which one I want to make for myself. So that's why it doesn't have a permanent home yet. But these are the colors. I've used half of them so far. But I really like how they turned out. They're all Color and Cotton. And this is being done on a 32 count solo die, so it's just a different die, not a specific one with a name, from Color and Cotton as well. 32 count, and this is where I am. I'm coming straight down that side and trying to make sure I have enough space. I think I do. I think I'm gonna have at least 2 or 3 inches to spare, but I wasn't sure because I had already done this motif, and then I realized, oh, this is a fat quarter, so it's only 18 inches on one side, and I knew my cut size was 18 inches. So I was just hoping I hadn't gone down too far up here, but I think I'm gonna be okay. This color, it's called Waltz, and it's a Color and Cotton color. This is the color I plan to really display and make this big motif. Sorry about the glare. This big motif in the middle. But I kind of wish I had done this color. I mean, that's a fabulous color. I love the variation in it and just the tone of it. It's like a teal color. But this is that abyss that I'm gonna put over here. So I think I'm still gonna like it. And then I have one other color that I've started. I believe this is Sangria. So my plan for this is, of course, to get it done by the end of the year. The stitch along started in December. I didn't start till January. And it's, if you go to their Facebook page, it's divided. They have a picture of this divided into 12 squares. I have decided to approach it a different way. I have a color called Red Velvet that I'm going to make all of the motifs that have a bird in it, that color. And then I'm doing this on Pattern Keeper. So let me tell you my stats for this. So far I've done 1,628 stitches out of 13,557 stitches, which is 12.01%. So my goal for the rest of this year is to do 10%. Anytime I'm working on a project in Pattern Keeper, I want to do at least 10% of it. So Nutcracker Tree, this one, I have some more that I'm getting ready to show that are in Pattern Keeper. So if it's in Pattern Keeper, I'm going to plan to do at least 10%. Well, 10% will have me finish with this by October. So that's my goal, 10% each month. And I worked on it for the first time this month yesterday, so I'm already 2% in, so I only got 8% to go for the month of February. So that is Put a Bird on It by Modern Folk Embroidery. And I know a lot of people are participating in that stitch along. All right, these next few are on tap for me to definitely work on in February, because they are what I consider my cultural stitches. So let me go through these real quick. These two I started on, both of them started on the same day. I started them both on Juneteenth, which was June 19th, 2024. So this first one is African Woman and Baby by Haynes Needlecrafts. This was a new purchase last year, and I immediately started on it as soon as I got it. This one has 5,789 stitches in it, and I have done 3,048. So I'm about 50%. So this one is definitely going to be a finish this year. But I just have the rest of her legs to do right here, and then the rest is just greenery. I don't know if you can see the little baby right there. There's a lot of greenery, and then backstitching, and that's it. So this one I definitely want to finish this year. And I just love the colors. The colors are so vibrant. That chicken on her head, I love all of that. And there's a couple other Haynes Needlecrafts projects that I want to tackle. This is a 28 count Atomic Ranch fabric. I believe it is Amber Waves. And I did a lot of bouncing between 28 and 32 count last year. Normally, I'm a 32 count girl, but I was in a fabric of the month, and the only fabrics they had available was 28 count, so I went ahead and did it. And all of my flosses for this one are just being kept in this cute Looney Tunes bag. And then the actual project itself, I thought it complemented the colors well. One of my black beauty bags. So that one is going well. That one is definitely going to be a finish this year. Now this next one started on the same day. I'm not sure if it's going to be a finish, but I plan to make significant progress on it. And this is This Juneteenth Day by Shaded Stitchery. I am doing this on a 32 count Dusty Cottage by Bestitch Me. And I love this fabric for this project. And I don't know why, but when I took it out to set it up, because I don't think I've worked on this since September, because I worked on this in Phoenix Sampler for Sampler September. I totally forgot that I had gotten that first topiary done. And I need to start getting those words in there. So this will be worked on. Both of those projects will be worked on for February for Black History Month. I'm looking forward to making some good progress on both of them. This one is being held in another African print fabric. I have a lot of African print bags, and I do sell them in my Etsy shop. So that is one. And this one is going to stay out and get put in a hoop so I can be diligently working on it this month. One of the other projects I plan to work on this month is by Silver Creek Samplers. This is my first project by Silver Creek Samplers and I'm enjoying it. It is Seeds of Freedom. She has a couple others that I plan to get. Let me straighten this up on here so y'all can see it. But I enjoy her projects as well. But this one, I'm not sure what it's being done on. I know it's a 32 count Lugana, but that's what it looked like. That's where I am, and I'm sorry, there's the chart. So it's more like a banner, and I tend to gravitate towards those for some reason. But I'm finished with the first stanza, this part right here, that that flag tried to take me out. I got it in, so now I'm ready to move on. I've already started on, there's like a row right here of these stars and some stripes. So I don't remember the name of this fabric. I know it was from Color and Cotton, and I know it was a 32 count Lugana, but I thought it went well with this. So that is the other project that will be in heavy rotation this month. So those three projects and then Nutcracker Tree are the ones I'm definitely going to be working on. These threads, I did a conversion on these as well. If I had it, I went ahead and used it, but then I converted everything else to Color and Cotton. And that's what I tend to do. Color and Cotton is like literally maybe 10 minutes down the road for me. So I just use a lot of their fabrics. They have more than 500 colors and they're all on a wall where you can see them. So I just find them, and I like theirs because they have 8 yards on the skein instead of just 5. It is being held in this another African print bag. And this last one, it is also part of my cultural stitching, but I think I'm going to restart it. This is Rosina Dissery by the Works by ABC. This is a sampler reproduction of a sampler by a young black girl in the 1800s. I love this project, but I wanted it to be different. I was trying to be different and do something out of the box. And so I chose this Silk Weaver 32 count. Love the fabric. Love the way it was stitching up, but I'm not feeling it. I did about 337 stitches, and these are all over 1. The writing is over 1. And I love the way they look on this fabric, but I'm just afraid it's not going to give me the effect that I want. I would love for this to be next to this Juneteenth day. So I've refocused and I'm going to restart it. I have chosen a 32 count Lugana in the color Cafe Olay by Grace Notes. And I think that's going to work better. I am planning to change a couple of the colors. This is all DMC, but I think I'm going to change some of the colors. I'm not a huge fan of this color. I think it's DMC 928. I don't know why, y'all. I can't stand that color. I don't know why. So I'm thinking about changing it because it's everywhere. So I'm thinking about changing it, and hopefully I will restart that this month as well. And then I'm just going to frog this and use it for something else because the fabric itself, I love it. But I just don't think it's the right one for this project. All right, you all, we're in the home stretch. I think I only have maybe 4 more projects to show. Now, this one, I had originally thought I was going to put it in timeout. But after looking at it and assessing it, I've changed my mind. This is Pinker Pumpkin Quilting Strawberry Salt Box. Now, Pinker Pumpkin has a lot of free charts on her website. So I don't have an actual, well, I'll flash it real fast. Like I said, they're free, so you can go to her website and get them at any time. That's what it looks like. This is where I am. I'm doing this on an 18 count mystery Aida. I don't think I want to do many more of hers. I'm not doing it on 18 count. That's out. It's too tiny. It's a lot of stitching, but I need it to be a little bigger. So that's where I am. And like I said, I originally had it in the timeout pile, but I think I'm changing my mind. I'm gonna go ahead and do a little here, do a little there, and get it done. This next one is one of my big ones. It is Vintage Baker. Many of you enjoy seeing this one come out, and I'm sorry I have not worked on it that much. This was my full coverage that I told you I was slacking on. So I am trying to get a row finish for this year. I believe I am somewhere in here. Actually, I'm right here. I've just started the egg. There's an egg in there. But this lady, it's a lady right here. I think she's on some kind of packaging. That lady gave me a run for my money. The ninja stitches, the confetti, everything was in her dress. So my goal is to just finish out the row for this year. I started this project on May. I'm gonna check. When did I start this? Yep, May 6, 2022. We're coming up on 2 years. This project is being done in Pattern Keeper. Let me give you the stats on it. It has, I should know this number by heart, but I don't. Vintage Baker. Oh, 25 count. Antique White Lugana, 1/1. 301,600 stitches is the total stitches. I have done 47,371. Like I said, row finish this year. Done deal. This is the project bag that I created to put it in. And I made it like a custom size so it would fit my 14 by 17 Q-snap. I think that's what that is. No, I think it's 11 by 17. I don't know what it is, but it's big. I know this bag is about 22 this way. I made a grime guard to go with it, but you all, I'm ready to make more progress. I grid my fabrics myself. I do not buy the pre-gridded. And here's where she is. I love her. This is my second Heaven and Earth design. This is an Amy Stewart chart. And I just want to finish the row. I have so many Heaven and Earth designs that I want to do, but I don't feel right starting them until I make a bigger dent in this one. So that's my goal. But she's a fave. So I have one more kind of regular size project, and then I've got a big one. So let's see, where'd she go? Oh, here it is. This next one is actually part of a stitch along as well. But I kind of did my own thing and didn't really follow it. I think it's still going. If you watch Lala D Stitches, I believe she is the one that started that stitch along. And this is in praise of pollinators. Let me show you the chart. In praise of pollinators by the Blue Flower. I don't remember what fabric I'm doing it on, but I do know it is an under the sea fabric. Nope, I don't have that written down. I don't know why, but an under the sea fabric. It's kind of a purple color, and this is where I am. So decent progress on it. I just need to keep going. So this is on my list to pick back up in the spring. And this is the bag. It's being held in another African print. And finally, I think this is my last one, you all. This is being kept in this Valentine bag, and it is my Rose of Sharon. So this is my first Mirabilia Rose of Sharon. I'm doing a color conversion on her alone. I'm converting her dress to pink and green, and I'm converting her skin tone to a darker skin tone. So this has been a long time coming. I'm keeping her in for now until I get another bag, just this Valentine bag that I made sometime last year. And these are the flosses. I put them on floss rings, and because these are going to stay in this bag at all times just for this project, I put her on scroll rods, and I cover it with this pillowcase that I had made for my daughter to keep the sun off of it and everything. And there we are, 20-inch skull frames. And this is a solo die by Color and Cotton. Is a 32 count. But I like these, they're light. So that's why I think I need to make an investment to get another one for Spirit Dancer and Heaven and Earth Designs. But just a tiny start. I just started it January 3rd or something like that, beginning of this month. So I haven't had much time to work on it yet. But that is my Mirabilia. And again, that's a 32 count Lugana. And all DMC except for the colors that I changed. But they're all DMC. I'm enjoying that one so far. And that is one that I would like to put in more time on as well. So, my Vintage Baker, I'm committed to picking it up at least once. Spirit Dancer, I'm committed to picking it up at least once. And then my Put a Bird on It Stitch Along. Those are the three that every month I gotta find a way to touch them. So that is my WIP parade, you all. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you made it through. I hope that wasn't confusing in any way. But I would so much appreciate if you would subscribe to my channel and follow my journey with those pieces and the many more that I have planned to start. I believe that was about 23, 24. So that's a great number for me. I love that number and I'm happy with it. I know there are a lot of WIP parades out there for you all to watch this time of year, so I appreciate you so much stopping by and checking mine out. Please follow me on Instagram, CoryCreates08, and check out my Etsy shop at Layla P Creations, all one word, on Etsy. And then come back for Flosstube number 35, I believe, later on this month. So I hope you all have a great start to your February. Happy Black History Month. And if you have any questions or any comments, please leave them down below. I would love to hear from you. And as always, you all, take care and be blessed.